Okay, we're fucking live. We are live right now with the self-proclaimed face of New York City nightlife, Nyeelah Lewis.
Not self-proclaimed.
It's not self-proclaimed, she says.
It is not.
No, who proclaimed that?
Someone found a picture of me online, and there was an article with my face on it, and it said, "The Face of New York Nightlife." So it's not self-proclaimed.
What article was that? Who found it? Where did it come from?
I have a friend, Jai-Ho, in, Korea. And he's kind of nuts, but I love him. He's been supporting me in my parties for a really long time, and he just hit me up one day. He was like, yo, he said, did you see this article with your face on it? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Send it to me. And he sent it to me, and it was me, afro, blonde hair, and it said, "The Face of New York Nightlife." And it said Nyeelah Lewis at the Chelsea Room. And I didn't even know how these people had, like, my name or information. It was just wild. It's the same way I ended up on Paper Magazine.
Yeah. You were out. You were the face.
Yeah.
We were talking about earlier because we were watching the new live show that T-Pain did at the what's it called, Sun Rose. I don't know if it's in Los Angeles. I didn't even look, but you mentioned that you had gone out with him. That was what, 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So how does this all come about? You going out with celebrities and all that kind of shit. Like what does that look like? Walk us through that.
Oh,
how does that happen?
I was coming from a normal 9-to-5 investment banking, blah, blah, blah. And I kind of knew that wasn't for me. And I just kept saying, like, is this my life? Is this my life? Is this my life? Is this my life? And I remember I just, like, walked in one day into the office, and I had anxiety, and I was like, I can't do this. And I just, like, my boss was like, take a break, like, take a week off. And I was like, yeah, I'm not coming back. She's like, what are you going to do? Do you have a plan? I said, no, I don't have a plan, but I'm not coming back. That's all I know. I just can't. This is not who I am.
Never coming back, never coming back.
Nope.
Never coming back,
And
never coming
all
back.
my friends were
never coming back, never coming back, never coming back.
Never. No. And then I had a friend who was a bartender.
Yeah.
She was a bartender at this place called Turtle Bay. And I told her, like, what happened. And she was like, well, why don't you just come out with me? I'm going to start promoting these parties at Marquee. And I was like, all right, bet. When? And she was like, tomorrow. And I, like, showed up, and she had, like, no one at her table. And I was like, what's going on? Like, when are we going to get drinks? And she was like, well, they don't give you drinks unless you have, like, people at your table. And like, I need girls. And I'm like, how many girls do you need? And she's like, I need, like, 10. So I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
So I'll be right back.
And I remember there was this place called the Velvet Room in the corner of Marquee. And I just walked up to these girls, and I was like, yo, we got a table at this club over here. We have free drinks. Do you want to come? And the girl was like, sure, can I bring my friends? And she had like 10 of her friends. And as I'm walking in, the manager's like, oh, you're the promoter. I'm like, no, I'm not the promoter. I'm just here for my friend. And the manager was like, why aren't you promoting? I said, I don't know. And then my friend Emily was like, why don't you help me do this?
You said, I don't know.
Well, I was still just like trying to figure my life out, like what I was going to do. I had just quit my job in investment banking. It was very safe.
Right.
And I was kind of reinventing myself, I guess.
Right.
Excuse me. And so it just started like that. And I remember I just made it my business.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I just made it my business to be everywhere. Like, I remember I started going to like these parties at Webster Hall, and I started going to Kane and Pink Elephant. And people were seeing me. They were seeing me, and they were like, who are you? Like, what do you do? And I'm like, I'm just a promoter. And I remember, it's corny, but it worked. I would ask like all these like door people and managers, how could I navigate in this business? Like, how could I make some money? And they were like, you could definitely make some money. You just need to do A, B, and C. And I just remember thinking to myself, if Paris Hilton can make 6 figures doing this, I can definitely make 5 figures doing this. and and I took it and I ran with it.
Is that how Paris Hilton like started getting famous? She was a promoter.
Well, no, she's a Hilton, but
right.
aside, in the nightclubs, she not a promote. Like they were paying her money to be at the clubs, and I didn't know who Paris Hilton was at the time. I just knew this was this ditzy girl on TV with this stupid voice, and I'm like, like, no matter what's going on in real life, in the nightclubs, you can't mess with me. Like, you're gonna want to hang out with me. Like, I'm on tabletops, I'm dancing, I'm break dancing, I'm popping, I'm locking, I'm voguing. Like, you want to hang out with me. Like, you want to, you know? I'm a vibe in the clubs. Like, I got it in the club. Like, I got it. And so. Yeah,
you've mastered that shit for sure. For sure.
Yeah, like, you know. But, you know, my background was fashion, but I had kind of put that in the back burner. And I was just like, I remember Waz would never let me in. Waz was the doorman at Marquee. It's like the
doorman at Marquee.
Yeah, and then he ended up at Avenue. And he would never let me into the clubs. And I would just like, I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to internalize it. I'm going to sit and observe. And I'm like, right, he lets in these kind of people. And I started to do that. Like, I started to bring in the people that he wanted, you know? And so, like, I started asking him advice. I remember I started asking Jordan Wheat, who's like another big door guy in New York City nightlife, and I started to ask Disco. And so they helped me. Like, they were like, I remember they said to me, don't stick to one thing. You need a little bit of everything. Every nightclub needs a little bit of everything. And when he said that, I didn't know what he meant. He said, you need models, you need fun girls, you need a little bit of ghetto, you need a little bit of Jersey Shore, and you need some bottle clients. And then from there, you decide where you want to work and where you want to go. Just be consistent.
Yeah.
Bet. I got it. But then I remember I started working with this promoter, Sally Shan.
I got a question for you before you start going on about Sally Shan or whatever her name was. Did you like going out prior to making this big life change? Like were you going out? Were you kind of in these crowds before this big life change? No.
But when I wanted to escape from my problems, I went to nightclubs.
Yeah.
And so I started to think to myself, people who live in New York City are stressed out.
Yeah.
They go to the nightclubs to escape. They go to restaurants to escape. They go to bars to escape.
Right.
So I made it my job to be the fun girl. And not fun in that way. I'm talking about you're going to have a good fun with me. Like, you're going to forget your problems.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did.
And you wouldn't drink a lot, would you?
No.
I remember us talking about that before. Yeah.
No, I have issues with drunk people.
Right.
I feel like it's punk ass bitch shit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, so this is your what made you want to come back on the show? This girl felt like she didn't get a shot. She didn't get a chance.
Well,
she got to braid my hair on camera, first time ever.
Right.
No,
and
for
he
me at
decided,
least. And
he decided we're gonna do a podcast right now. It's like, okay.
Yes.
And he just set it up, and we're sitting there braiding, and I'm like, okay, I didn't have a problem with it. I liked it. But then I'm like looking at all your new podcasts and I'm like, why do I get like the ghetto podcast with not the good lighting and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and I said to him, I'm like, you're going to interview all these people who are great, but the Face of New York Nightlife, you're going to do some chippy choppy like podcast. Make it make sense. Like, make it make sense. And you're not going to ask me to do it again? I'm going to fight you. That's it.
Chippy choppy.
Yeah, it was cool, but all the other ones are like, there was better lighting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind braiding your hair again, but there's better lighting.
That's
like,
hilarious.
You know. And
she needs to be seen. Listen, if we're going to be interviewing the Face of New York City Nightlife, she needs to be seen, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
Yes, she does.
No.
Yes, she
I'm
does.
gonna be seen regardless. I'm a big black girl with an afro. Like, I'm magnetic. Like, you're gonna see me. Mm-hmm. I don't need to be seen. I'm gonna be seen. It's nowhere.
Amazonian of the family.
Yeah, the only one.
Everyone's fat and short in your family.
Everybody's fat and short, big boobs. and very mulatto, and I'm like the dark skinned one.
Mulatto. You just said mulatto. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You're going to get canceled for that.
But you can't get canceled when that's what you are. Like, that's what your family is like.
I'm just fucking with
you. You're funny.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's get back to Shelly Sally Shands.
Yeah. She was this Asian lady, and I remember I saw her at Webster Hall, and people are taking her picture and fawning all over her, and I'm like, who is she? She just looks sad. And my friend Laurent was like, hey, that's like this big socialite. She's a promoter. I was like, cool. And I remember she posted on her Facebook that she was hiring promoters. And I messaged her and I said, hey, are you hiring promoters? And she responded, but for whatever reason, I got so busy that I didn't get a chance to respond to her back. Mm-hmm. And she messaged me a few times. She messaged me a few times. And so she showed up at Marquee one night. She texted me, she said, hey, I'm outside. And I'm like, who's this? And she was like, it's Sally. And she was like, stop fucking around and promote with me. Okay, where are you working? And she was like, I'm working at Pink Elephant. I'm working at Kane. I'm working at Susie Wong. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And she has she doesn't talk to anyone. She's very cold in the way that she does things. And I'm not. You come out with me, you're VIP. Like, I'm gonna wait for you at the door. You're gonna get in. You're gonna have free drinks. I'm giving you the whole VIP service when you walk in. Mm-hmm. And so her and I worked together for like a year. She taught me a lot. She was managing DJs, and she was doing parties at Greenhouse, and we started to do the parties together. I was managing a DJ. His name is Tony Mendez. He was from the south of France. Dope ass DJ. Dope. Like, you guys don't understand how dope this DJ is. And so we were doing these parties. It was called Eden in the downstairs of Greenhouse, and we hired the chain smokers. They were horrible, but they would bring 200 people. For her, it was more of a business. And for me, it wasn't just, I wanted to make sure that people had a good time. I wanted to make sure that these people were going to come back.
Right.
And I was trying to still navigate my way through nightlife. I didn't want to be like everyone else. And I remember this German guy was standing outside of Greenhouse. You could see it, that he was German, and he was just having like the worst time. And I just said to the door guy, like, let this guy in, he's with me. And he came to me, and he came to my party, and I made sure he had a good time. And he says, yo, like, there's this website in Germany, and there's this website in Germany, and I'm gonna put your name on it because you were amazing. You made me forget all my problems. Like, he was like, you
mind eraser.
Yeah, he was like, I was having such a horrible time, and I had such a great time with you here. And I remember, I forgot about it, and I remember like 10, 15, 20 German people were hitting me up, and they were like, hey, like, you're at Greenhouse, you're at this club, we're coming. And it just started to happen like that. It just like turned into like this huge animal. I was bringing like 50, 60, 70 German students out. But I was still working at venues that I wasn't really like, it's a regular nightclub. I didn't want to work at a regular nightclub. I wanted to work at nightclubs where it was off the beaten path, but it was a vibe, but it was kind of hard to get in, but I was going to get you in type.
Yeah.
Like, and so I just kept thinking. And then I remember for my birthday that I was doing at Greenhouse, I hired a photographer to take my photos. Nyeelah Diaz.
Aha! Oh, really? This is like you didn't know her, and you hired her. Yeah. Oh, wow!
Yeah.
Wow!
Yeah. I needed a flyer and photos for my birthday, because for my birthday it was a big deal. So I would make like these huge flyers, and I would post them so people would come out. And I remember I needed a good photographer, and I didn't want to hire the photographers that Sally had. So I forgot how, but she contacted me, and she took my photos.
Oh, shit. And that's crazy.
Nyeelah Diaz is my sister. Like, we're family. We've been together as family, as sisters. Not lesbians, even though that's what people think in nightlife. No. It's going to be 15 years. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. I never knew that's how you guys met. I didn't know that. That's insane.
Yeah, because the French guy that I was dating, he was like, I have a friend who's a photographer, and she can take your pictures. Mm-hmm. And that's how it happened. And she stuck to me like glue, because I am an introvert. Like, You see me out, you see me talking to people. I know everybody. When I go home, it's me alone. Like in the streets, you can see me alone. You're not going to see me hanging out with anybody. And she would just like, hey, what are you doing? I'm coming to your parties. She would bring me people. She would introduce me to people. Come to this party. She would make me come out. She would make me come outside. And once you annoy me and you just force me, I'm like, I'm just going to go just so to make you shut up. And I remember I started meeting these people. But she was also like very nice about if I wanted to be alone, she would come out and hang out with me alone. She wouldn't say much. She would just hang out with me. She was like, I just want to make sure you're not alone, which was so cute. And I was like, I like being alone. Like,
That's
I like
so
it.
Cute.
Yeah, I like it. And I remember like one night, my roommate was doing security at the box. And he was like, yo, like come by this club and say what's up. And he's like, I know you're a promoter. I didn't know much about the box. Like I knew it was called the box. And
well, you were about to find out.
Yeah. And I remember it was me, Nyeelah, and Tony Mendez. And we walked into the box. My friend is at the front. We literally stayed
till
10
6
minutes.
a.m.
No. 10 minutes. Like I walked in. I got up on stage. I started dancing. It was a dope-ass song. Started dancing. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go. Let's go. And I left, and the next day I got a text, hey, this is Giza from the box. We want you to work for us, so can we have a meeting?
Damn.
And I was like, how'd you get my number? And he's like, we've been, like, watching you for a while.
No.
They watch everything you do. Like, I tell people who are in this business, your network is your net worth. They watch where you hang out, who you hang out with, what you're wearing, where you're eating. They're like stalkers. They are. And me and Nyeelah went to the meeting, and they were like, we've been watching you girls. And when you guys walked in, we were like, we need these cool chicks in this club.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And he said, can you come by Miss Lily's tomorrow? Can you put together a group of people?
Yeah.
And come by Miss Lily's tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what's Miss Lily's? I didn't know that they were partners with Miss Lily's.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Miss Lily's isn't owned by black people. It's owned by Albanians.
Wow.
Giza's Albanian.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so I was like, they're playing with me. Like, you want me to work for you, and then you want me to show you what I can do? Like, you've been watching me. Right. Okay, no problem. I got you. My friend was the GM at Lavo. I asked my friend to come. I brought like 3 or 4 go-go dancers. I did. I knew them. I brought a few models. And we sat down at Miss Lily's, and they were like, can you start tomorrow? And they just hired me to bring 5 people. They were like, we want you to bring 5 of your best people. We're going to pay you $200. We're going to give you unlimited drinks for the whole night. And I was saying to myself, like, this isn't the money that I make. Like, normally I make like $400 or $500 a night. Okay, but it's the box. And it was like what I was thinking. I want to work at these places that are cool. And so I came the next day with 95 people.
With 95 people?
Mm-hmm.
You brought 95 people?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't even make sense. Why did you bring 95 people?
Because if you're going to test me...
They said 5 people.
If you're going to test me, I'm going to ace the test.
Oh, my God.
Sir.
Insane.
Yeah. And so he was like, how are you doing this? How are you bringing so many people? You're working with somebody. No, I'm not.
Just you.
Just me. And the first day that I went there, it was Kev Adam, who's like a huge comedian in France. I brought the son of Sarkozy, which is the president of France. I brought models. I brought soccer players, like people that were untouchable. I brought them. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. I don't know.
You got this crazy like reach, and especially to French people as well. Like I think you're always around French people. You also lived in Paris for a while, right?
I traveled to Paris back and forth. I was promoting there a little bit.
Yeah, you were promoting there and stuff like that. That's why you're friends with Mbappe. And who else?
No, we're not friends. I know him. We've gone out. Thuram. I know Thuram. Marcus Thuram, which is another one. Another
Oh, okay. Guy. Yeah.
And Pogba.
Pogba.
Thierry Henry.
And Thierry Henry. That's who you're more like. You're
Henry. Yeah.
You're more friends with Thierry Henry, not. Yeah. Yeah, that's super cool.
Well,
Yeah.
it's because a lot of French people come to New York to make something of themselves, and there was a lot of it was really Tony Mendez and Nyeelah who were like bringing these people, and they wanted into the nightclubs. They wanted to DJ. They wanted to get in, and I was that way to get in. Do you know what I mean? Like I was working, like I curated a tribe of people that needed help in New York City, and so when I went to France, they would help me.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want for nothing in France, like for nothing. They would just message me like, come here, like do this, do that. And I was doing that for a little bit. And I worked with another big French DJ, DJ Battle. Not worked, like we kind of dated, but we worked together. Yeah. And it just happened like that.
There you go.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It just turned into like this huge monster. And so I started working at the nightclubs that were cool, that were not easy to get into, but I could get you into them without waiting at the door, without the doorman giving you a hard time. And you'd have unlimited bottles the entire night.
It's crazy.
Yeah, because there were other promoters who were giving you drugs and were Ubering you. I'm not Ubering you nowhere, and I'm not giving you no drugs.
Right. So would you ever go back into that line of work? Because, I mean, you still, like, you've had different stints in, you know, like the service industry. You've worked at a fucking weed restaurant. You've worked at, well, I mean, right now you're at Mr. Chow's.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you, well, first of all, let's ask you two questions. Do you think, like, how do you feel about nightlife now and, like, promoting now? Like, is it as big as it used to be, like, when you were doing your thing? Like, does it still work that way? And then, like, would you go back into it?
I feel like nightlife is dead. It's dead. It's dead. It's not the same. I feel like it got saturated with so many promoters. These nightclubs became so competitive and so desperate to keep the crowd and bottle service that it killed it. It killed the fun in it. Would I go back? I'm not going to say no. Just not right now. I
couldn't see you going back into it.
Not in a promoting capacity. No. Like if I did my own events, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that would make more sense. Yeah.
But you don't understand like what my birthday parties were. My birthday parties were, I had artists curating art at my party, along with tattoo artists doing tattoos and mixologists mixing drinks. Like I made it a whole event, which is what I wanted to do. In you know, and I did like fashion brunches and stuff like, because that was the direction that I wanted to go. But these managers and these club owners like became so greedy about the money, and that it just killed the fun in it. Do you know? Yeah. Would I go back?
You know what's crazy is I heard that all came from Spain. Like the whole bottle service like idea came from like the clubs in Ibiza.
I didn't know
and
that.
Spain and shit like that. Yeah, I can't remember who I was listening to. But they started talking about it. But yeah, that whole idea came from like Spain and Ibiza and shit like that, which is actually kind of crazy, which is wild to think about.
Terrible idea.
It's a terrible idea. Yeah, I know.
killed
I mean,
my
well,
life.
that's why. You know, that's why I think Lebanon is like cool, because they still are not like that. They don't have.
Lebanon is still cool. Lebanon was the final destination on Sundays after I did Bagatelle and the Gansevoort rooftop, and then we would end up at One Oak, and then we'd end up at Lebanon. Lebanon was the spot.
Right. Yeah.
When it was clean to go in the pool.
Okay, so let's talk about let's get into your coquito here. So you are a really good chef, like home cooking chef. You make a lot of fucking amazing food.
He said chef.
I've only been able to eat a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're not I guess we don't need to call you a chef, but you cook a lot, right?
Mm-hmm. And I worked that into nightlife as well.
How?
You. Well, on Wednesdays, it was the day that I wasn't working. And so me and Nyeelah decided we still wanted to like hang out with our friends, and we wanted to do something. So I would cook and invite people over, BYOB, bring some food and bring some weed, and we're just going to hang out and chop it up and have games and music and dancing. And it started with 20 people. And at one point, there was almost 100 people at my house on Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm.
And all these, and it was like promoters and girls that were dancers and bartenders and managers of nightclubs as well. They would just like, they would message me and they were like, are you cooking today? Like, I'm coming over. And I would post it on Instagram and people were like, what are you doing? Like, why didn't you invite me to your house? Like, I want to come. And I was like, hey, Wednesdays at 7. All you need to do is text me, are we having dinner today? And I'll send you the address. And
Yeah.
me and Nyeelah were doing that forever, like for a really long time.
Right. So you started like blending the nightlife community into, you know, your everyday, like kind of weekly.
It's a lifestyle.
Weekly hang
Yeah,
lifestyle.
it's a lifestyle.
Situation.
If you're going to do this, it's a lifestyle.
Community, friendship, yeah.
Yes, it's a lifestyle. For sure.
Like, where'd you get all your cooking, like knowledge and like your desire for that? Like, where does that come from?
I am a Latina. I am Cuban. And I am older, so it is my love language. Like, you want to make sure people eat, and they eat well, and this is the way that I express affection and love. And I don't cook for everybody, so. And I feel like women don't cook now, you know. I do. Like, I'm shocked when women are like, I don't even know how to boil rice. Like, what are you talking about? You don't know how to cook? You don't know how to feed people? That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, you know, men should. Okay. Yeah. All right. Next. Women should know how to cook. Women are here on this planet to do the things that men can't do. And even if they can do it, women will do it with love.
Oh my
and
God.
Femininity, you know? Cook, clean. It doesn't take away from who you are. If you do this for, I'm not saying do it for everybody, but if you do it for the people that you love, this is love. Like, the best memories I have is of my grandmother cooking a meal for me and me feeling like there's nothing better. So that's where that came from. Sorry, rambling.
Always. No. I mean, I agree. There's nothing like having, you know, your mother, your grandmother, somebody, you know, a woman in the family cooking for you. It's a fucking beautiful thing. My dad never cooked. My dad and my parents' relationship is very traditional in that sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, my grandparents I was raised by my grandparents. Side note. My grandparents had a very traditional relationship, but on Sundays my grandfather would cook.
On Sundays.
On Sundays.
Only on Sundays.
Only on Sundays. My grandfather would make some mean ass pork chops. Like, people, he would make a mean ass pork chop.
That's funny.
Yeah, he couldn't do much, but what he could do, he did well, and that was coquito.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Hold on a second.
I used to charge for this.
Oh,
people used to buy this from me.
What?
Yeah, at JP Morgan. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yep.
1 second. I just gotta restart this. We're good. What? Where did this come from?
I don't know. That's not mine.
The fuck is this?
Mm-hmm. It's not mine.
Why the fuck is this in my fucking couch?
Caviar.
It probably was caviar. From when he slept here the other night. That's fucking amazing. Oh my God. Okay, so you used to charge people for this coquito. You learned it from
even at Mr. Chow, one guy ordered like 2 bottles. It's like $60.
2 bottles.
$30 each.
$30 each. And you learned this recipe from your grandpa.
People.
You call them people?
People.
People.
Mima and people.
So how do you create yours? How does it work? I mean, you don't need to give away all the secrets. I don't want this shit going.
Coconut cream, coconut milk, evaporated milk, condensed milk, and Puerto Rican rum. Don't buy any other rum. Buy rum from Puerto Rico. From Puerto Rico. I say it again. From Puerto Rico.
Why is that so important?
It's very important.
Yeah, why?
Because it's Puerto Rican.
And? What about it?
Just try it with Puerto Rican rum. Try it with a different rum.
Is it stronger?
It's stronger.
Like you use dark rum?
No.
No.
You can.
You use light rum.
Yeah. You can, but I stick to what I was taught. I don't. You know, look at you drinking it. It's good.
I'm licking the fucking edges of the glass. So what we did here. Shout out to the Ulsbergers. You know the U. These are
is that what that is?
These are my grandma.
Dope.
And actually, this is actually a crazy story. So these glasses, it's a real silver that's like on the top, right?
Nice.
These are from my grandma and grandpa's 25th wedding anniversary, which was in like 1970. Sorry, let's see here. It was let's see. My dad was born in 48. So it was like late 60s or early 70s was their 25-year wedding anniversary. Somebody got them a whole like glasses set, right?
Right.
These ones, 8 of these small ones, and then 8 of the like, just tall glasses, right? They didn't open them ever. Never used.
No.
So when my grandma died 2 years ago, on the 26th, it'll be 2 years. Gertrude, yep.
Shout out to Gertrude.
Shout out to Gertrude. Grandma Gertie looking down on me, on us. So so after she died, they were cleaning out the house, whatever. My parents know, and my aunt and uncle knew that I like glasses and stuff like that. Untouched fucking box. These have never been out of the box until they came to my apartment, my old apartment over on. I think I might have even told you the story, but
in front of
pretty crazy,
the Dover
though.
Street Market. Yeah.
And so they went fucking, and I mean these are from late 60s.
This is dope. How many do you have?
Late 60s, early 70s. Well, I've broken a couple, which is
stop.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, because when you hand wash them, they get super slippery.
Oh no.
So I've actually dropped a couple. So I've actually lost a couple of them, which fucking sucks.
Yeah, don't use
But
them anymore.
so yeah, cheers to
cheers to Gertrude and the Olsbergers.
to people. And
how do you
my
say
grandma.
Cheers in German? L'chaim? No,
Prost.
that's
Prost.
Prost.
Yeah.
Prost. In Spanish, you say salud, amor y dinero. Si no apoyo, no follo.
Cheers to love and money. So we don't need to give away the secrets of how you make it, but if you ever want,
there's a tea that you add in there. Then I'm not gonna tell you I already told you the ingredients that go in there. I'm not putting it on camera. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, don't put it on camera. And also, we don't need to talk about the way that you make it, but thank you for bringing it. This is the second year in a row that I've had it. Fucking
I need to give you my flan, too.
Oh, you make the best flan I've ever had in my entire life. This lady makes a crazy flan, and if you haven't had flan, you need to. I know a lot of people get turned, like Americans
my
and
flan,
shit like that.
My meatballs, my lasagna. What?
A lot of people get turned, like Americans, they get turned away by the way that flan looks. Right, because it looks like jelly, and it's like brown, and it's like whatever. Flan will change your life if you've never had flan. Okay, go get some fucking flan right now from your nearest like Latin American deli or some shit. It's amazing.
Why do men get shocked when women tell them they can cook? I just find that weird.
Why do men get shocked when women tell them that they can cook?
Yeah. Like
Wait.
Cook? I promise. So people be like, you can cook?
A man gets shocked?
Some of them, yeah. They'll be like, oh, you can cook? Like the guy at work was like, you can cook? Because we had a dinner at work and I made some food. And they were like, you can cook? And I'm like, yeah, I'm a girl. What do you mean?
I have no idea.
It's weird.
That's weird. I mean, I find it interesting whenever anybody can cook. You know what I mean? Whether they're a man or a woman.
Yeah. I hear you.
I guess it's just one of those things where it's like until you're in your adult age, you don't really like have people cook unless you're in relationships, right? Like whatever. You don't really like be knowing that people cook. You know what I mean? Like when do I ever get to experience somebody's cooking? Well, maybe if we're having a Friendsgiving, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or unless I'm like dating somebody or I'm like really close to somebody. You know what I mean? That's the only other time I really get to experience someone's cooking. So you never really get to know. Especially in New York. We're running around. It's always fucking busy here. Like,
I agree.
how much time do we actually spend in somebody else's house making food together? Rare.
Back in the days, on Sundays at my house and Wednesdays. Well,
Yeah.
Sundays was weed day. We had ciphers at my house on Sundays.
Ooh.
10, 15 different people. I would call private jet.
Cypher Sundays?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. We should start
Smoke-
that back
yeah.
up. Dead ass.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
I'm dead ass down to start that.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be
Look,
fire.
I've been talking to Kyle today, and I just said, like, we should talk about a podcast. Podcast.
Podcast. Oh, what I was going to say about the coquito, which
Mhm.
what we did was we put the honey on the rim of the glass, which is why.
Which is normally condensed milk.
Okay.
Normally it's condensed
But
milk.
honey works.
Yeah.
And then dip the honey glazed rim, excuse me, into the cinnamon
It can
Right.
also be nutmeg.
or nutmeg. Right. Nice.
Yeah.
Let's get into this little conversation we had. What was that? Fucking yesterday, or that was last night, right?
Yeah.
So this girl's got some crazy stories. She's been with tons of fucking celebrities and all kinds of people in the clubs and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But last night she told me a story that I had never heard about. And it goes deep
the Billy Morrissey story.
goes deep into yes, the Billy
Billy Morrissey.
Billy Morrissey story.
Mm-hmm.
Where does this all start? Tell us about who Billy Morrissey is.
So Billy Morrissey was a best friend that I had for 2 years, maybe 3. I had all these Facebook groups. It was like a Let's Go, NYC Massive Parties, Nyeelah from Paris with Love, and a few of them. And I remember I would get messages on Facebook Messenger because the post would always say something like, tonight I'm hosting a massive table at either the Box or One Oak or Up and Down or wherever I was at, or the Griffin. And so this guy would message me and he was like, hey, like you should maybe own the rights to that word, like massive. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, it's such a great like catchphrase. And so I was like, oh yeah, that's like a good idea. I wasn't gonna do it. Like I didn't even know how you would do that. And so we would like have these conversations. And this was like something that was happening for like years. He would just message me on Facebook Messenger. And he was like, how are you doing? How are your parties? Nothing crazy. And a few years later, I remember I'm hosting a party at the Gansevoort pool upstairs. And some guy comes up to me. He's like, yo, massive. And it's this guy that was messaging me on Facebook Messenger, like Billy Morrissey. And it was like, oh, wow. Like this finally, like we finally meet in person. And he started coming out with me and he would buy bottles at I'm talking about 10 grand at my parties. And, but he was always like hanging out with like weird people. And he owned like this merchant solutions company or whatever. And he would always like send me pictures of his apartment. He had the penthouse apartment at the Trump. And he had an AP watch and he had the Red Octobers and he had tons of sneakers. And he was very good to me and Noella. He took us out all the time. He paid for everything. He flew us to Miami. There were so many things that we all did together as friends. He was like he was like a really good friend, like my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And so at one point he had to move from his apartment and he was staying at hotels. He was staying at the Waldorf. He was staying at the Plaza. He was staying at the Omni, like you name it, different hotels. Because he said he had a problem at the New York Athletic Club where he had like injured somebody. But something just didn't smell right for me. Like something was off. And I kept saying like something's off. And I felt bad because this was my friend. And I didn't want to think that way. And so all of a sudden he started posting me on Instagram saying like, this is my sister. Like I love her. She's the best person ever. And he sent me a message one day and was like, sis, like no matter what happens or what you hear, like I love you. Believe that. You were like my best friend. I'll always take care of you. And I started getting messages on Instagram saying, your friend stole $4 million from me. Your friend owes me $400,000. Your friend stole $10,000. And he started stealing from people in nightlife, like Fabrizio Brienza. Like he stole, I think he stole $2,000 from him, or something happened where there was supposed to be some type of transaction. Andrew Stone, he owed Andrew Stone $15,000. There was like a lot of people that he was like owing money. And some people were, not everyone, but some people were hitting me up saying, your friend owes me money. Like, where's your friend? And so I had a friend, Daytona,
Ugh.
who hit me up and said, yo, like, I have a friend that works Marshall, and they ended up at Billy's apartment because he got evicted because he couldn't pay the rent. So when they're evicting you, they keep everything in the apartment and they sell it off to get back some of the money. Everything was fake. The AP watch was fake. The Red Octobers were fake. Everything was fake. And Billy just kind of disappeared. There were friends in France that were hitting me up saying, like, your friend hustled me. He owes me like $5,000. And he just kind of disappeared. And I heard some news about him 2 years ago during COVID. Like, there was a guy that was working with him. He's like, I know that you want to know what happened to Billy because he kind of disappeared. Apparently, he borrowed $4 million from the mob. And he had to go to the FBI and become an informant in order for them not to kill him. Yeah, so he's kind of in the witness protection. Yeah. Till this day, it still burns because we were hanging out with him every day. Like, they could have easily killed him or hurt, like, while we were there. And
He's definitely on witness protection, and
Yeah.
it's like that just mind boggles me because I'm like, damn, yo, like you could have gotten caught in crazy crossfire.
like, we were
there.
staying in
You
hotel
know what I'm
rooms in
saying?
Miami, like, and he was hustling people in Miami. He was hustling girls. Like, it was crazy what he was doing, and I had no clue, because I mind my business. Whatever you
Jesus
do, you do.
Christ.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Just a master manipulator.
Which is why I hang by myself or with a few close friends.
Yeah, but it's he wanted somebody real like
yeah.
you to be in his life.
Yeah,
you know
like
what I
I
mean?
had no doubt in my mind that he loved us. Like there's no doubt in my mind about that.
Yeah.
But it was just like I had no clue who this person was. Like I knew something was off, and I always beat myself up because I was thinking that way and I didn't want to think that way about my friend. But something didn't smell right. Like, we're amazing penthouse apartment at the top of the Trump on the 50-something floor, and you're like buying food and you're buying Popeyes. Rich people don't buy Popeyes. There's a certain way that rich people move, and he isn't moving like rich people. And for me, it was like,
Like, but why is he buying Popeyes though? If he's coming to the club and he's spending but how is he spending $10,000 though in the club?
He's stealing money from these restaurants and even Red Sticks. Like, he was involved in Red Sticks. He was involved, I think, with Philippe Chow as well. Like,
Was he running some like
well, the company that he had was a company that loaned restaurants that were failing money
okay.
at a higher rate. I don't exactly know how it worked. Like, I screenshotted some stuff to show you, like, what was going on and where people were like, it's like a rip-off report. And like there was all these companies, like $20 million, like crazy, like stuff you get killed for type of situation.
Yeah.
You know? And this is what he was doing.
But wasn't he like going back to the same clubs like over and over? Like, weren't they
Yes.
not catching on to him or what?
Well, he wasn't doing it with nightclubs. He was doing it with restaurants and people.
Okay.
You know? I think he got Andrew Stone to like invest some money in his company.
Huh.
And right there, that's a red flag, because investing $15,000, like, normally when you invest millions, no?
You can invest as
This is a
whatever
merchant
amount of money.
solutions company where it's handling millions of dollars. I don't need your measly, it's not measly, but measly $15,000. Like,
Yeah, it's not a lot of money.
that doesn't make
not.
sense
Fif-
for me.
50 and up.
Right.
Like,
Like,
you know, 50
I
and up,
I come
150,
from investment banking. I
200.
know how much people invest. 15,000. These investment bankers blow their noses with that. Like, and it was just things like that just didn't sit right. And I was like, with the bombastic side eye, like, but he took us everywhere. We wanted
Bombastic
for nothing.
side eye.
Yeah. We wanted for nothing. Like, you name it, we had it. Like, he bought it for us. He gave it to us. He came and picked us up that was another thing. Like, if you own this big company, why are you hanging out with us every day? Why aren't you working?
Yeah.
You're spending a lot of money.
Mm.
What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but this was like things that were in my head and I wasn't saying, but I knew something was off, and I was like, there we go. That makes sense.
I think there's a lot of people like that in nightlife.
In nightlife, a lot.
Even, oh God, so many people like that.
A lot.
So many people.
Like
like
I was manager at Le Souk. There was this kid that would come every Sunday, $10, $15, $20,000. What's up? What's going on? And he would pay with a credit card, and he would give me the credit card and ID. And one day I just decided, the owners was like, no, he's cool. Like, we know him. I just decided to Google the name on the ID. The name on the ID didn't match the person that was coming in.
Oh shit! Yeah.
But this is not my business. The owner said he's good.
I mean, shit, yo. If they're making fucking $15,000 on a table, are they really gonna say
Not
no?
even that. It's not that. They get comfortable. What happened? The kid came in one Sunday. He was like, I'm going out to smoke a cigarette. I'll be right back. I already told him, get the credit card. Swipe the card. He disappeared.
He dipped.
Same as that stupid girl at Mansion. I don't know if you ever heard this story.
No.
DJ Clue was having a birthday party at Mansion.
Okay.
Drake was there. I was there. Drake was there. Diddy was there. Amber Rose was there. You name it, they were there. You could not get in. I could get in, but you could not get in. Okay, this place was back to back to back to back. Name the celebrity, they were there.
Well, I wasn't there, so that's weird.
One table. You were like probably in Wisconsin.
I'm fucking with you. Okay, so keep going.
The table is ordering $35,000 worth of bottles. The first thing that you do is check the card.
Obviously.
The girl didn't check the card.
Oh my god. Okay, so.
And the bill was $35,000, and when she swiped the card, it was no bueno. And the person had disappeared.
Oh, the person had disappeared.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're dealing with major checks like that, you have to get it.
And I remember there was like this big ruckus, and like there's room. The room is full of celebrities. How do you find this person? How do you find them?
Well, if they're not a celebrity, you're gonna know who the fuck they are.
Exactly. Like you don't understand. There were hundreds and hundreds of people at this club.
Oh, okay.
You could not. Like I was like this. Diddy was over here. Amber Rose was over here. Kevin Federline was behind me, and we were at his table, and we're all like this. Like, how do you find the person? Like, girl, you stupid. You should have checked the card from the beginning.
Kevin Federline. I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Yeah, because
where's Kevin Federline from?
He was Britney Spears' husband. He was a dancer.
Oh, he was
and
Britney
he
Spears'
came
husband.
with my friend Eddie Morales, who is like a dope ass dancer. He dances with like Janet Jackson and all these people, and I know him not from nightlife, from Once Upon a Time when I was a professional dancer. And so he invited me to come to Mansion.
Okay. Where was Mansion?
It was on Marquee is on what, 28th?
Yeah, it's 28th, 29th, yeah.
Right. So Mansions was on 29th Street. It was like a huge club. Club. And so yeah, there were like these big parties there. And I went, and I would go to all of them. And I went to this party, and I was just standing there like in shock that this person had like hustled this bottle waitress. I don't even know how that ended. Like I was just like $35,000. The first thing I'm gonna do is make sure the credit card is good.
Well, there's two ways to handle that. They either somehow have the guy's information or name or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, if you don't have that, there's really nothing you can do unless you figure out who he is and track him down.
Good luck.
And file a police report, obviously,
Yeah,
that
for
somebody frauded you for $35,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm sure they could find him. I mean, it's not that hard to find somebody's name if they're fucking in a club. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure you could
If it was
ask
that
around
person's
and you
name.
could find out who they are.
Yeah.
But yeah, if somebody dips, it's like, what do? You either fucking comp you take care of the bill, and like you just have to comp it and just take it as a loss.
Wow.
I mean, you're not giving away $35,000 in actual product anyways. Like it was probably maybe like $7,000.
Wow.
Because they make like fucking five times profit or whatever.
Hike up the fucking price
5
of
times
bottles,
profit on
but it's
their
crazy.
bottles or something.
Yeah, it's especially at the box. You're paying $600 plus tax and gratuity for a bottle of Grey Goose.
Yeah, which you can get for what?
$50,
$70
in the liquor store.
Liquor store or something like that. Yeah.
It's crazy.
So they're doing it like typically like 8 to 10 times or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
The amount of what it actually is, but still,
Wow.
you know what I mean. It still goes against all principles, but Yeah.
Well,
You were a freaking dancer as well. You also did a whole bunch of like acting and kids stuff. Like you loved
I was
that.
a fairy
playing
tale
little
princess
fairy
for
tale
kids
princesses
parties. Yeah.
for kids parties.
Mm-hmm.
You love kids.
I do.
You do.
I decided in nightlife I was going to be captain of the cool kids, and I did it. Like, you name it, they came out with me. You name it, they came out. Till this day, there is no one that has done what I did.
Rallied the troops.
Yeah, like I just decided that I was going to be captain of the cool kids. I got to a point where I was like, okay, what's next? What am I going to do? I don't want to be like these promoters, you know. And I actually trained some really good promoters that are like in Saudi Arabia right now and traveling to the south of France with models. Nyeelah
Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
Nyeelah, what else do you want to talk about?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about? Fashion?
Well, we can talk about more about your life. We can talk about
We can talk about
fashion.
my life.
You did style.
Ask me whatever you want.
You did style me today.
Yes, I did.
You're a stylist.
Yes, you
As
are.
I think
You are my muse.
I'm your muse, as I think we kind of went over a bit of your styling stuff in the last one, but if we haven't, we can hit that again now.
Ask me whatever you want. I'm an open book.
So you've been styling for a long time. Obviously, you and I have been working together for like 2 years, and obviously friends for 2 years.
On the 17th, it makes 2 years.
17th will make 2 years the day I met you.
At a casting for Clara's son, for my friend Clara.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
For Clara's son.
Mm-hmm.
You made these clothes today.
I
She
did.
just brought these over here, dropped them off at my house.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because we'll kind of go back and forth with concepts or things that inspire us, and I might see something and I'm not even thinking that she's gonna make it, but then all of a sudden you make it. Literally just sending it to be like, yo, these are fucking hard. Like, check these out. Blah 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 blah. Caviar Coleman calling me on the phone again. He always calls me during podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
He started the last one for the Kevin Holloman episode, right at the top of the episode.
Really?
But we'll get back to him in just a little bit. But
Caviar, we are busy right now, sir. Love you.
Yes, we love you, and we'll
Yeah.
see you soon.
Mhm.
He's wondering where his fucking delivery is. That's what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Who is I kind of want to keep it right now on more of your nightlife stuff.
Okay.
Who was like that moment in nightlife for you where you were like, holy shit, I can't believe I'm meeting this person, or like, I can't believe that they're at my table type of situation?
I had a few of those. But for me personally, like where I was just like, shit, I've made it. Like, I've made it. He wasn't at my table. He just stopped me. I was at One Oak, and it was like I forgot what party it was, and I was running back and forth, trying to get people in and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And in that moment, I'm walking out, and in is coming in Busta Rhymes. And he grabs me, like he aggressively grabs me. And he goes, I don't know who you are. He goes, but I see you. You're doing your thing. He goes, keep doing it. He goes, you look good. He goes, you smell good. You're about your business. He goes, I never see you in this club acting crazy. He goes, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. And he just lifted me up and grabbed me and kissed me aggressively. and I was like, wow. And so then after that, ASAP Ferg stopped me in the nightclub. And he's
Fergie Ferg.
He's like, who are you? You're doing your thing.
Ooh.
And next. Then it was Memphis Bleak.
Fuck with Fergie.
Yeah. And then after that,
My boy.
And then after that, I went thrifting one day, and I'm standing next to ASAP Rocky, and we just started to chop it up. Like, yeah.
Hold on, you were thrifting and you
I
ran
was
into
thrifting
Rocky?
at Buffalo Exchange on 20-something street. Like 18th Street, something like that.
26th.
Is it 26th?
It's on 26th.
The one on the east side?
The east side?
I get off on 14th Street, so 14th, like 18th or something like that, Buffalo Exchange.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was one over there.
Yeah, there's one there.
Got you.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why the fuck was he at Buffalo Exchange? That's weird.
He was literally there with his manager, and he was saying, he was saying, like, I was just like thrifting, and I hear this guy standing next to me talking about, like, yeah, I'm a celebrity, but I thrift. I like thrifting. I get a lot of ideas from thrifting. You don't need to spend all your money. And anybody who's a thrifter knows, like, you don't talk a lot of shit when you're thrifting. You're just digging through, trying to find. And I turn around to, like, give him, like, the bombastic side eye. Like, shut up. And I turn around, it's ASAP Rocky. And he's like, what's up? And I'm like, dude. He's like, what? I said, I totally manifested you. He's like, what are you talking about? I said, my sister is in Vegas right now for some modeling gig. And I knew your music, but I didn't know your face. And she kept saying, this is going to be my new boyfriend. And I was like, what is he? The same day. And I was just like, she showed me the picture, and I'm like, oh, he's so cute. Like, yeah, I'm going to meet him one day. I'm in Buffalo Exchange, same day. ASAP Rocky.
Good try, Nyeelah.
Yeah, no, he was texting her. No.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, no, it was a whole thing. Like, I got on the phone, and I called her, and I was like, yo. And she's like, what's up? The same moment. And I'm like, tell me I'm the best. And she's like, she gets annoyed by me. She's like, fuck you. Like, you're getting on my fucking nerve. Like, I'm busy. What do you want? I'm like, who's the best? And she's like, you. Why? And I'm like, I'm standing here with ASAP. And she's like, why are you lying? I'm like, he asked me to call you to see if he could have your phone number. And I give him the phone, and he's like, yo, like, you're such a beautiful woman. Like, can I have your number? Blah, blah, blah. And I get back on the phone with her, and I'm like, uh-huh. And she's like, you're an angel. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was texting her for a little bit, but then, he stopped texting her, and he was dating Chanel Iman.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. Yeah. What a fucking iconic story.
Another one was...
She's always...
I got to mention this because this was close to my heart. A friend of mine hit me up and said, hey, do you want to style Sean Paul?
Sean Paul.
And I was like, what? I was like, yeah. And I was working at Le Souk, and Sean Paul was like, yo, like, we want to come to your club. And I text the manager of the club, and I'm like, can I come with Sean Paul? And everybody was like, she's lying. She ain't coming with Sean Paul. Sean Paul came. And he performed. He did a whole concert.
Wait, where was this?
At Le Souk.
Oh, shit. That's wild. Yo, where is he from?
He's Jamaican.
He's Jamaican. Yeah. I wasn't sure where he was from.
He's Jamaican.
Actually, I knew he was from the islands somewhere. Mm-hmm. I didn't know if he was Jamaican or where he was from.
Mm-hmm.
So, wait, so how long did you and him, like, kick it for?
That whole day. That like, I styled him for a music video. He came to Le Souk, did some of his video at Le Souk, and then hung out afterwards, and like just got on the mic. He just got on the mic. He got on the mic and said, like, he's like, yo, this place is a vibe. Like, you guys are fun. And he just got on the mic and started performing.
That's dope.
And for me, it was like a surreal moment because this was a guy like I watched on TV, like growing up.
Right.
Styling.
Have you kept in touch with any like celebs that you've had, like nightlife experience with, or any kind of like run-in like that?
Ferg, at Mr. Chow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ferg. There was so many.
He's still coming to Chow.
He comes to Chow.
Yeah. You guys talk.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Like I'll show him the pictures. He'll be like, "What's up?" He'll be like, I remember. He goes, I remember. Like that. Cuba Gooding Jr. is a good friend. Like he's free. He comes to Mr. Chow all the time. I met him in nightlife. He's a great person when he's not drunk. He's a different person when he's drunk.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's had a lot of problems in general, from what I remember.
But he's born free. He says it. He professes it from the mountaintops. He does. He comes into Mr. Chow and he's screaming and dancing, and people are looking at him, and he looks at you. He's like, born free. I love that guy. I love him.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've been getting into a little bit more, like kind of like bartending these days, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that been like for you? Considering I've been bartending forever. And
it's
you've been
interesting.
Managing for a long time.
It's actually
right?
interesting. It's actually very interesting because Funk Flex has private events at Mr. Chow quite often, and so I'm watching the bartender making drinks, and it's another way of making a good drink for someone is another way of showing love and appreciation and respect, in my opinion. You don't get that at the nightclubs. Yeah, you know, vodka soda, here you go. But when you're like when you're making a drink for someone, it's actually like it shows, in my opinion, it shows a certain type of like love and affection and respect, and like I like you, like I'm gonna make you this drink, and you're gonna I care if the person likes it. It's weird.
No, it's not weird at all. I mean, you're also in a pretty good space for it. Like Chow's cool. You know, I've only been there twice, 3 times at the most.
3 times.
I didn't really drink a whole lot while I was there.
You need to come.
I think I had like a couple things off the menu or whatever.
The drinks are good. The lychee martini, the espresso martini is very good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're making some legit cocktails over there. Like
they're making some legit cocktails over there. They have a very good cocktail list. But and bartending is hard. Like I don't know some of these like Macallan. What's the difference between Macallan 12 and Macallan this one? Like there's a lot. It's respect to bartenders. Like I feel like bartenders don't get the respect that they should get.
You know? A lot of knowledge.
They're making not even that. They're making your drink. Think about that for a minute. Show this guy some respect. He's making you a drink. Mm-hmm. Like you're gonna ingest that. You're gonna disrespect him? All right. Think about that for a minute. Make it make sense.
Yeah. So what have you gotten better at making? And like what do you like to make?
I like making the lychee martini, and I like making the espresso martinis.
Why?
Because I'm good at it.
Like you're good at the finished product?
The finished product.
Is what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Okay.
Yeah,
we're going to have to put that to the test.
We will.
I'm going to have to come into Chow soon.
Yeah. Please do.
Mr. Chow down in
Tribeca. The one in Tribeca, not the one on 57. The one on 57th Street is good, but it's not the vibe. It's not where people go. It's the one in Tribeca. Like you will sit across the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Lenny Kravitz at Tribeca. You will on a Sunday.
How often are celebrities coming in on a Sunday?
On Sundays, Bella Hadid's there all the time.
Oh shit. Mm-hmm. Secrets are getting out right now.
Oh yeah, Toby Maguire and they come in very nice and polite. There's only one person who's not even a celebrity that has come to Mr. Chow and is rude every single time he comes in there, and that's Richie Akiva.
Who's that?
The owner of One Oak and the Ned.
Oh very rude. Shit! I hope he doesn't hear this.
He's rude. He doesn't even acknowledge us at the door.
He better hear this.
He doesn't. He just walks in like he owns the place.
Wow.
Rude. And I've worked for you, man. I've made you money. At least you could do is say hi. What's up?
Richie Akiva.
Yeah. Anybody else in nightlife comes there. Yeah, like Waz comes in there. He's the nicest person you could ever meet.
Who's Waz?
Waz was the doorman at Avenue, and now he's the doorman at Little Sisters. The guy with the mustache, the actor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like everybody else is like super dope, super cool. The only one that's mean is Richie Akiva, and he's mean. I'm not saying anything bad or that's not true. He's mean.
Okay, let's talk about Mariah Carey. You get problems with Mariah Carey down at Mr. Chow. Tell us about...
We don't get problems. I have this thing where this is New York. Celebrities aren't entitled here. You are like everyone else. And I get annoyed when you feel like you need to we need to open the restaurant for you after it's closed so that you can eat. And you're keeping a staff of 40 people at work.
Right. So what does she like to do? She likes to come in late.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like what time? Can you give us details?
We close at 11:30. We close at 11:30. She'll
right.
show up at midnight. Leave at like 2:30 a.m. and hasn't even eaten half of the food. So we've put in all this work for you not to even eat it.
So she's really just coming to kind of like
I don't know what she's coming in for. I don't even know what
feel
she's
like
coming in
she's
for.
a princess, like she is.
Yeah, and like security pushes you away, like please step away from her. Like no one cares. This is Mr. Chow. Do you know the people that come in here? Like no one cares. No one wants to talk to her. She hasn't made an album since when?
She makes a Christmas album every year, doesn't she?
Did Christmas feel Christmassy this year?
It felt so Christmassy this year.
Not
All I did was listen to Mariah Carey this year, to be honest with you.
Uh-huh.
I didn't listen to anything else.
Cool.
I don't know if I can drink any more of this fucking
Oh, you don't like it?
coquito. No, I feel like I'm about to explode. I think it's more dairy than I've had in like fucking about since
Well,
probably
it's not.
since
It's not
last year.
something that's meant to consume like one after the other. It's not. That's another wine that I have to make for you. That's another drink.
My Grand Marnier would probably go pretty good with this stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of nice. A Grand Marnier coquito mix. Or maybe we should try making a coquito with Grand Marnier instead of Puerto Rican rum.
Okay, we can try that.
I think it would actually be kind of nice.
Okay, we can actually like do that. We can try that.
Yeah. Has anybody else bought out Mr. Chow or anything like that? Like, what's
the Prince of Saudi Arabia. Oh, and Basquiat family.
Oh shit!
Last year.
Really?
Last year, there was a whole Basquiat event, and they bought out the entire venue, and they switched it out. They turned it into a huge nightclub. There was like caution tape everywhere. There was Basquiat art all over the walls. They hired DJ Stretch Armstrong.
Hell yeah!
And it was maybe 400 people there. And it was like a huge event. It was nice.
Damn.
Yeah, it was like a lot of artists. A lot. It was good.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Ask your friends from Maison 10 did they go, because I think they did.
Really? Why would they be there?
It's an art event.
Yeah, I know that, but
There's like a party.
I don't think they're in that crowd.
It's Basquiat.
Maybe they are.
Ask them. I'm
Maybe
90% sure.
Maybe they are.
I'm telling you.
I could call them right now if I really wanted to.
You can do that. I'm perfectly willing to be wrong, but I'm just telling you, like, I recognize your friends from somewhere.
Yeah, it might have been them. I have no idea, to be honest with you. I would have to actually ask them, but that's sick. So then what was the situation with the Prince of Saudi Arabia?
Well, he couldn't decide which restaurant he wanted to eat at. And so there's like a whole process when he's going to eat at a restaurant. Like they need to check out the kitchen and the ingredients that they put in the food.
Yeah, because they don't want him to get poisoned
like
and
blah,
killed
blah, blah,
or whatever,
blah, blah,
right?
Blah, blah. Right. So I think he called and asked what the price would be to close out the restaurant for the day and how much money. And you know, Mr. Chow was not stupid.
This is crazy.
Right. So it was like $100,000 for the night. And so he paid $100,000 to have the restaurant closed for whenever they came at whatever time to like eat. They did that with Mr. Chow. They did that with Carbone. And they did that with another venue, which the name escapes me right now. And they didn't come to Mr. Chow, but they paid $100,000.
Jesus Christ. Wait. So they paid?
They paid it.
And they didn't come?
No.
What?
Boss.
They paid and they didn't come?
Boss. Yeah. Yeah, it's power.
What?
It's power. That's another thing about nightlife that I will interject. You don't need to have money to be valuable in nightlife. And I learned that from rich people. There was a guy, Rudy Deckermengen, shout out, friend, very rich, very influential. I met him, I forgot how, and he always used to buy bottles at my table. And then one day he said to me, you know, that nightlife, we're all on the same playing field. And I said, what are you talking about? Like, you're rich. Like, you can go anywhere you want. He goes, yeah, but you get into places for free that I have to pay $5,000 to get into.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was like, oh, I didn't think about it like that. He's like you can be at the Met Gala, you can be at these fashion shows, you can be at this, you can be at that, just because you're you. He goes, but I need to pay. And I was like, wow. He goes, you're in the same rooms that I am.
Yeah, 100%.
And I was like, oh, that made sense. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, that's how it works. That's one of the things that I like about New York is that, you know, if you are the culture, if you are the energy, if you are the vibe, you can get in. You know what I mean? And if you know somebody, whatever it might be. But, like, yeah, I've rarely even had to pay to get into anywhere. Like, why?
I think I just started paying for drinks this year. Like, I've never, like, I know everybody. I'm not paying for drinks. At the end of
Yeah.
Nightlife, me and Nyeelah started playing this game because people would be like, this new club opened up and nobody can get in. And Nyeelah and I would look at each other. We'd be like, let's go. And we would like stand outside of the nightclub and they'd be like, Nyeelah and Nyeelah, don't wait. I mean, we did it at when what's the name of that hotel on next to the box? Ian Schrager owns it.
The Public.
Public hotel. Like, it was super exclusive when it first opened.
Yeah.
Getting like this. Cipriani, Socialista, you name it. And we're not dressed up. We're like this. We're like this.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, those two girls don't wait. I tried it 2 weeks ago at the box. Like, I haven't worked at the box in years, and it's not the same people at the door.
Yeah.
I'm standing at the door, and one of the bottle girls comes out. She goes, she doesn't wait.
Are you gonna pick the whole entire thing off your
know.
fucking
Like, I
leg?
have
Like, what are you doing over
I
here?
have anxiety. You know, I don't like to do this.
I know you're. No. You asked for this.
I did,
You
but
asked for this. I
once
knew.
once I'm here, it's
she
like
would get nervous. She gets nervous in front of the lights. In
yeah,
front of the
I'm
cameras.
not. I don't want to be. I'm not the girl that wants to be like. I'm not the one that wants to be the celebrity. I want to be the one dressing the celebrity or hanging out with the celebrity.
You asked to
Yes.
be the celebrity today. You asked for this. You asked for this. I gave it to you.
Okay. Dios mío.
Oh my gosh, she's acting all professional and shit.
Me?
She's keeping up her.
He said
face,
I'm acting I'm
face
acting
of New York
professional.
City. She's face of New York City nightlife. Fucking.
Well, that's a fact. Google it. like yeah, like I can show you Paper Magazine where I'm in it. Like I can show you. Like I got receipts, baby.
We'll pull it up. We're gonna
Yeah.
put it on the screen right now, so you can see. Just imagine.
Yeah.
Right?
Like I said.
People right now, after we edit this, they can see it right
Yeah.
now. Face of New York City
Yeah.
Nightlife, Paper Magazine, Nyeelah Lewis. Does it say your name?
No. The Face of New York Nightlife is an article, not Paper Mag. The photo of me is in Paper Magazine. Yes,
Okay.
you'll see it. I've sent it to you.
So they've used your image.
Yeah, they just
You
used my
didn't-
image, and it was
without
my friend in
consent.
fucking Korea who was like, "Yo, you're in Paper Magazine." What are you talking about? Send me the picture. He took the picture. I was like, "Wow, okay." No, it's a thing. Like this is what I think it's a New York thing. Honestly, I really think it's a New York thing. But then I think about Paris, and I'm like, okay, maybe not. I had a friend who was flying. One day, a friend was flying to France from New York City, and my friend texts me from the plane, and he goes, "You're fucking famous." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "There's these two girls sitting in front of me." He goes, "And they're saying your name and exchanging your number. When you come to New York, hit up this girl."
No way.
Promise. At the same time, my friend Neil is flying to LA, and he's like, "Bitch." He goes, "I'm at the airport, and there were these people talking about you, that they came out to your party." Swear. And I'm just like, what?
Yo, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Huh?
All right, we're gonna leave it off on that.
Okay.
Nyeelah Lewis,
Love, peace, and
the
chicken
face
grease.
of New York City nightlife. You want to give them your credentials and where they can find you?
Well,
Social media.
I haven't been on Instagram since May. I'm kind of detoxing. I'm in hermit mode. I haven't been on Instagram since May.
That's the truth. But you've been on what?
TikTok, because I like to watch fashion, and I like to watch comedy, and I'm a kind of a sneakerhead, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'll go on TikTok for that. And
Okay.
for that, but I'm not stalking anybody. I'm not looking at it. I don't care.
Right.
So you can find me on TikTok. You can, if you want to contact me, you can email me. My information is on Instagram and on TikTok. Nyeelah Lewis. If you want to
Spell
find
it
me,
out.
you will.
Nyeelah.
Lewis Lewis. That's it. My email is nyeelah@gmail.com. Boss. I'm kidding. Nyeelah@gmail. That's it.
Cool. Great. This has been fun.
This has been fun. Thank
Good
you.
stuff. Love you.
Love you.
Cool.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.
One,